But the coaching form on snooker. Well, snooker's a better example because I actually play that sport. But like, yeah,
Messi,
like you can be coached to do the technique, but actually executing the technique and doing the technique is so hard. It's so hard. Whereas running is just about getting reps in. You just got to keep running, and then eventually your body will get stronger and stronger and stronger. You'll be able to run for longer without getting tired. Like your heart expands, right? So it can take in more oxygen or some shit like that. The point is that the less physicality is required to play a sport, in general, the higher the skill the sport is. Because if you're a professional basketball player, you need to spend a lot of time in the gym, working out. Which that means that you're allocating your time and resources into perfecting your body more than you are allocating it into doing the individual skill of like shooting shots and dribbling routines and stuff like that. The only argument you can make is that having discipline and working out is a skill. Now, if you make that argument, then yeah, that's fair enough. That's an argument I'll acceect. But I wouldn't consider like discipline like a skill the same way.
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
Snooker's just pool. Snooker's just pool, but like more advanced.
No.
How is discipline not a skill?
I don't think so.
Let's go.
I mean that is the question. If you consider discipline a skill, then it's like eating healthy a skill. I think football, soccer is more of a sport than esports. Yes, definitely. Because
honestly,
what soccer / football has is it has the perfect balance of all three, which is the most real sport, right? It requires physicality, it requires immense skill, and it requires strategy.
I don't think so.
Come on, nice.
Where's
one?
Put the hands back on.
Esports doesn't require physicality, but it does require skill and it does require strategy. Whereas a sport like running really just requires like actually taking care of your body.
It's going high.
It requires a little bit of strategy, but I don't think it's that much. Not compared, like technique, not compared to most of the sports. And there's no real strategy in a lot of running. The same way.
Oh my. He's the edge of me.
Are you still talking about this? I don't know. It's nice having discussions with my chat where people don't really.
Fucking with you or so.
I mean, the issue with a discussion like this is that people just get very emotional and upset when you when you make implications about their sport that they don't like. Like saying that running doesn't require that much skill. Like
I can put out in 5 seconds.
People get like liberals get triggered, you know.
Fucking get a life, you fat fuck!
Non-sports. I only require it because I have a very particular part of what I consider sports. Like my definition of sports isn't the same.
I got pulled off.
Like running's more of a competition than a sport, if that makes sense.
Fine.
Come back to pool.
Where's the one?
I just find a sport where you have no direct competition to not really be like a proper sport. Same thing with like I'd consider video game like playing Overwatch professional level a sport, but I wouldn't consider speedrunning a sport. I don't think speedrunning is a sport. I think it's a competition because there's no direct competition in speedrunning. You're racing against the clock.
Top one.
It's the same principle in my opinion. MMA was a sport. The only problem I have with MMA and boxing is that it can be decided by judges, which means that I hate sports that are like that. I hate sports that can be decided by someone's opinion. I think that's fucking shit. It's the biggest issue I have with boxing.
I'll flux this fight.
It's something I always hated in school was when you do English and you write, you do like English literature and you write something like The mark can be different depending on the marker because it's kind of their opinion of what it is. Whereas with maths, it's like, okay, well, the answer's either 3 or it's not 3. You know?
I think
if you write 3, you get the point. If you don't, you get it wrong.
How did the
Hanzo 1.
That makes sense.
Where's the left side?
It's why I fucking hated English in school. It's such a dog shit subject.
Put on 2.
I hate the idea of ambiguity. Eddie, oh yeah, I watched that shit. That shit was hilarious how bad they are. Boxing requires more skills than darts. No, that's not true. Of course it is. Okay.
Chill, meeting. Use Bungo. Wait, can you chill? I'm
just wait it out. Just wait it out. Yeah.
Right, I hope that.
That's good.
I was literally in the
He's behind us. Just behind us. Oh my god.
I have my shot in the right. Fucking break this fucking here.
No one can hide.
I'm horny. Nice.
Go, you didn't die there, Sigma.
No, I'm fine.
Skill is interfacing with a bid. The fourth person.
Bugger behind us. I'm pulling ball.
Okay. It requires, but that. Here's the thing. I mean, I don't know.
Well, one. Can you pull sec?
What's behind you?
Left side?
Yeah, pulling. Mother. The half. Put Hanzo.
There's no lamp. Left half.
Turbo. Hanzo. Marcus.
Nice, guys.
Clearly, don't own an air fryer.
Please move behind the body. Score 2-0. Switching sides. Prepare your defenses.
Is golfing a sport? Yeah, of course. Golfing's an incredibly high skill sport. Robot rock. But the more I think about actually, that boxing take is actually quite interesting. It's like, is outplaying somebody in, let's say, a boxing fight, is that more skill or more like strategy, or like tactics? I don't know. Because the skill would be like dodging the punches, right? And like executing your punches effectively and stuff like that.
Weird hard.
It's a very, because like you consider skill like because there's no outplaying somebody in darts, right? Again, you are playing against the clock effectively, right? You're playing against, but the technique it requires to throw that dart in an accurate way is unreal. It's so fucking unreal. Like, if you've ever played darts, you know what I'm talking about. That shit's actually impossible. It's so hard.
Nice.
I see glow. 30 seconds.
Well, strategy is the thing you prepare before the game. Tactics is what you implement during the game. What you change during the game. That's the difference, right?
Pulling.
What very good in tennis? Unreal skill like person. Oh, I agree with you.
Get a life, you fat fuck!
I 100% agree with you.
Nice gold. Here's your right side. I rock for pull.
Like, you compare Federer to Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt's significantly better at significantly better. His body is built better. But the pure skill that Federer has is just unmatched. Right?
I'm gonna window a sec here. 3, 2, 1. Oh shit, I ended.
Wait, whistle dodge.
Oh shit.
Back one. Point for you.
Oh, I missed.
I top off.
Actually, live there.
Nicky, get it.
Balanced!
Get just one. Thank you.
How much for you, sure?
I think raw talent or dedication is more important. Depends on the sport, but Anyone who tells you that it depends. If you want to get to the highest level in sport, talent is the most important thing, and anyone who disagrees is coping.
Pulling.
I'm more clips to the roads, you know, getting rid of them. I'm gonna probably add more clips, yeah.
Genji left side.
Lazy.
Can we push in? I can trans.
Alright. Walking up. He is rallying.
Wait, stick off,
Like
stick off,
you
stick off.
you take talent.
Wait, shoot us.
You would take someone who's more talented over somebody who works harder if you want to make the best player ever. Because you can teach somebody to work harder. You can't teach someone to be
Wait,
talented.
stick off.
Quick shield. We'll be on right side. Far right side.
The bash.
Left armor.
You can't teach
Left dead.
Oh, top
what
off, top
Messi has. You just can't. It's just a gift.
I'm pushing forward.
I have
That's over side.
The bladed. Focus Genji. Kill Genji, please.
I'm dead.
I mean, the best example you have Ronaldo versus Messi. Ronaldo is less talented than Messi, but works harder. Who's better? Messi is better than Ronaldo. Because talent, at the end of the day, trumps all, unfortunately. It's just the way it works.
Objective lost.
No one can hide.
Not saying that Messi's lazy. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that Messi doesn't work as hard as Ronaldo. And he'll tell you that. Anyone who knows anything about the two players will tell
I'm
you
in the
that.
flux. I'm in the flux.
Top low. Pulling Sue. Come on, Sue.
What makes Ronaldo great is his dedication and hard work. But he can never hit the heights that Messi can because he just doesn't have the same level of talent. Forgot Messi doesn't put any effort in. Once again, people who just don't actually listen to the take and just be idiots. I'm not saying that Messi doesn't work hard. Of course he does. He just doesn't work as hard as
I
Ronaldo.
have flux.
It's just true. It's just true.
On top off.
His physique, Ronaldo's physique is much better than Messi's. But Messi just has the God-given gift
Top low.
that no one else in the world
One
ever
outside.
had.
To the right side.
They wait around.
Yeah, exactly. If Messi worked as hard as Ronaldo, he would be so much the best player who ever lived. It's not even funny. Like, he would completely dominate everybody. It would be insane. The take is based off an unsubstantiated claim.
Okay, Sigma's turn.
Door.
Just pull that. Genji, pull
I
that.
know, there's no way to prove it, right?
Bong it
To be
is.
fair, like Ronaldo doesn't work as hard as me, right?
Up half.
I'll put a
Oh,
brick.
Ronaldo, when it comes to football, doesn't work as hard as me coming to Overwatch, and it's an unsubstantiated claim, so you can't dispute it.
Hold on.
Oh, I'll pick off. You can die.
Fuck, bro.
We're slow.
I hate this game sometimes. Dude, this guy doesn't die.
Nice. Be careful, payload.
I have transfer.
You can't just say like, well, it's an unsubstantiated claim. You can't prove how hard somebody works.
Yeah.
But if you ask 100 experts,
I have flux
100 of them are
myself,
gonna tell
so
you the
flux
same
on
thing.
push up.
I'll just transfer whatever is used first.
I can pull flex if you want.
Torb is
Genji.
under.
Genji left
Well,
side.
I can lamp if they use.
I'm pulling to a fox.
I'm an expert and I disagree.
Shoot bad. Cigar. Shoot now. Pulling.
Hold on.
Pull.
Do you have a booster counts? No, come on. Double delusion. When I say that, I don't mean in terms of me working harder than Ronaldo. I'm talking about Ronaldo working harder than Messi.
No.
Wait, second down. Wait, shoot brick
Brick feeding.
That's all.
Oh, yeah, no heals.
Seconds remaining.
Never got your opinion how you do about time. It should be interesting. It entirely depends on how he plays.
Has reached the checkpoint.
That's fine.
Messi's pure talent. It's not pure talent, but it's
Genji on the left.
the reason he's as good as he is mostly because of his talent, not because of his hard work.
Slow.
Whereas Ronaldo's is more because of the hard work than it is his talent. Even though, don't get me wrong, Ronaldo's immensely naturally talented. You have to be if you want to play at that level. You have to be incredibly talented.
Just Jaws.
Just like, how is this hero still in the game? He didn't use a fucking ult. He just uses a basic ability and it denies like so much. Hard work can't beat talent when it comes to sport. Yeah, I think that at the highest level, talent beats hard work any day of the week. Unfortunately, it's one of those things that you can't tell
W
kids
Chipsa top 1 EU.
because you can't control how talented you are. It's just genetic RNG.
Oh, the
You just sometimes people are just born with a gift.
He's in the back line.
But it's one of those things they tell kids. It's the same thing with like, oh, the reason that people bully you is because they're insecure about themselves. It's not always. Sometimes it's true, but it's not. Most of the time, it's not true. It's just human nature to pick on people who are weaker than you. It's just the way it works, unfortunately. But they tell people that to make them feel better about the situation. It's just society.
That's been good. Push him.
Rest.
I'm pulling. Hey, wrestle low. Chivas.
No, no.
Hey, wrestle touching one HP. You guys.
Finish.
That's disgusting.
Nice, jeez.
Oh, it's...
In the craft that you don't see him, of course. No, like you can't be good